Hey there, and welcome back to the channel. Glad you stopped by because today we're doing Child's Play 3. Getting on with the Chucky movies. So Child's Play 3, once again, has Andy Barclay, but has a different actor. Personally, I think they should have stuck with the actual actor, but who knows why they didn't. Anyway, before we get into the video, if you haven't seen this movie, please go watch this movie before you watch this review, because if you haven't seen this movie, there will be spoilers in this review. This is for only people who have seen the movie and want to know my thoughts about it. So, with that said, you've been warned. So, Child's Play 3 once again picks up with the Andy Barclay story. Beginning of the movie starts off where, once again, they're rebuilding Chucky. And this time, at least this time, it makes a little more sense why he would come back. In Child's Play 2, not so much. But what happened was... my eye itches. What happened was they were actually trying to do the right thing this time and actually get a whole new mold and plastic and all that stuff for him, and they were just recreating the good guy doll. But the thing is these dummies obviously don't pay attention to how they do anything, because the old Chucky that blew up, somehow his blood got into, well, they actually showed the remains of Chucky from the second one, and he's all blown to pieces, and it shows them moving the remains of him over the vat of new plastic and stuff like that. Which, come on, people, really? Are y'all that ignorant? And some of Chucky's blood drips into that new batch of plastic stuff, whatever it's called, and that's how Chucky comes back in this one. And this one has, at the very beginning, the owner, once again, he's back, and he is in his office, and all these toys, he's got toys everywhere, and all these toys start moving and coming to life and all that, and kind of startles him. You can tell he's old, he looks like he's in his probably 60s, you can tell he has a bad back and all that. So anyway, Chucky's messing with him. He gets out of the box and turns on the TV and hides the remote and turns on the train, and the train starts moving and going, and the two good guy dolls, Larry and I forgot the other one, Polly, I believe, but I'm not sure. I don't remember, but I know one of them was Larry. And they start talking back and forth, and this kind of freaks him out, and so let me fix my camera there. Okay, there we go. Alrighty, and so Chucky does his thing as usual. And kills him, finds Andy on the computer. And according to the timeline here, Andy is now in military school or military something. Now, a lot of people think that this Child's Play is not so good. You know, a lot of people don't like this one. Some people do, some people don't. It's hard to say. Me personally, I actually like this one. This one is a really good one. You know, I like the military perspective. I like, you know, Chucky's role in this one is really good. He finds a new kid to try to transfer his soul into, and so that's interesting seeing that go down. And so anyway, you know, Andy's there at the military place, and already he doesn't fit in. He you know, nobody really likes him. They think he's getting special treatment, which I don't know why they think that, because he really doesn't. I don't know. They just don't like him. But anyway, Chucky does his thing as usual and kills a few people. The person in charge, I'm not sure the actual title of him as far as military goes, but his name is Shelton. He's kind of the bad guy, so to speak, the one you hate in the movie. He's that guy. And, you know, right away he thinks he's better than everybody else. He thinks because he has power, he can just do whatever. And so him and Andy do not get along, you know. And so you go through the whole movie with that. Then you have Chucky doing his thing, trying to get the new kid, and who keeps calling him Charles, by the way, instead of Chucky or whatever, because he told him his real name was Charles Lee Ray, so this little kid thinks to call him Charles all the time. It's like, good God, man. But anyway, so that they're playing hide and seek all through the movie. They're playing all these silly games, and eventually Chucky reveals himself to be not such a good guy. Andy tries to warn him, but the kid doesn't listen. He thinks he's jealous because Chucky's his new friend and not Andy's anymore. So he thinks that Andy's just trying to get in between them because of that. But it turns out that Chucky really is bad. And Chucky reveals himself to the kid, and that he is bad, and pulls a knife on him, and all kinds of craziness. And then, you know, I like the person who does the haircuts, because he kind of has the sense of humor, but kind of doesn't. I don't, you know, like every time he finishes cutting somebody's hair, he says, "Presto, you're bald." Well, Chucky gets in there and he's sitting in the chair, and this guy thinks that, you know, he starts talking to him as if as if Chucky were a person, which, you know, in a way Chucky is, but he's in a doll. But he starts to try to cut Chucky's hair, and Chucky stabs him, and Chucky goes, "Presto, you're dead," and starts laughing, the Chucky laugh, and that's probably one of my favorite moments of the movie. But anyway, so they start doing this paintball game thing, and they're on teams, blue team, red team. Chucky switches out, without them knowing, the paint for the red team, switches out the paint for actual bullets, And so ends up kidnapping the kid, and ends up kidnapping also Andy's love interest in the movie, and I cannot remember her name. De Silva, that's what it is, De Silva. And so anyway, somehow Chucky gets them all at the end to meet, and the red team thinks that they still have pain in there. They start shooting the other team, and it's really bullets, and kills the main guy, Shelton. And Chucky throws a grenade in between all of them, and Andy's roommate, I forgot his name. I can't remember. But anyway, he sacrifices himself for everybody, ends up blowing himself up. He lands on the grenade and takes the hit for everybody else, and kills himself and saves everybody else. That's pretty much how the movie ends. They get into this theme park and go into this little, I think it's it's some kind of weird ride, and Chucky ends up falling into a little giant fan and cuts himself to pieces, basically. That's pretty much how the movie ends. Go, I don't give it justice, but oh, my camera. Y'all hang on 1 second. Sorry about that. My camera fell. Okay, there we go. Hopefully it'll stay. Sorry about that. I'm using my phone as my camera because I don't have a lot of fancy equipment. Let me fix this real quick. There we go. I don't have a lot of fancy equipment, so I'm having to use my phone, so I'm trying to be as professional as possible. And sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. But anyway, that was Child's Play 3, and hopefully you liked it as much as I did. If you didn't, I'm sorry if this review wasn't what you wanted, but hopefully you did like it, and hopefully you enjoyed this review. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you're new, please subscribe. Please leave comments. If there's any movies out there that you would like to see me review, please leave them in the comments, letting me know the names of them, and I will definitely do a review on them. And that's pretty much it. So I hope y'all enjoyed, and I will see y'all in the next video.